some of the villains who have stalked James Bond over the years, and with Roger Moore, 007, of course. What was this experience like? First Bond movie. Why did you do it, Chris Walken?
Well, it was a good part for me, and I've seen the movies all my life. I thought the other day, I have a nephew who's 15, and the first Bond movie that I saw, I was about 15, and he'll go to see this, and it's almost a deja vu, you know. According to the computer, we have several horses that might interest you.
Splendid.
Would you be interested primarily in stamina or speed?
Well, a little of both would be ideal.
I think I have just the horse for you.
Now, Chris, describe for us in your words this character you have created, would you?
Well, I mean, I play the Bond villain, you know, hopefully a worthy opponent for Bond. You know, Bond doesn't take on, you know, just anybody. So the Bond villains, I think, tend to be larger-than-life people, as Bond is. You know.
How nasty is this guy, Zorin? I mean,
he's so bad, you know. He's so bad, like since Caligula, you know. He's terrible.
sensitive, Christopher Walken, nice, sweet characters. I mean, you play these very...
Well, I hope you're not right.
Richard, let's look at a clip so people can be reminded of this wonderfully charming, warm character that you play. Let's take a look at...
With a lousy dentist.
Richard, what is it like to play the character that nobody roots for? I mean, they're going to root for this guy all the time, aren't they?
Well, actually, I think things went awry because that particular character, some of the people were rooting for him. It's kind of like the Roadrunner and Coyote. And I don't know what there was about Jaws, but people kind of liked him.
How do you describe the relationship between that character and 007? And Roger's character. What's the relationship?
Well, there was, I think, some humor, and there was a rapport, sort of a mutual respect between the two characters. And I think Roger's sense of humor worked with Jaws.
Mm. How do you describe it, Roger, the relationship between your character and Jaws?
Well, it was, you know, what we tried to do with Bond is just give it a sense of the ridiculous. And the idea of me standing, I don't think we can actually stand up, can we, at this point?
Yeah, you can.
All these things.
Sure.
Stand up, Richard. I mean, now look, I happen to be 6'2". Now, look, I mean, so now I take a punch at him like that, you know, and of course nothing's going to happen. Oh, ow, and I hurt my hand, you know. So it is ridiculous, and he can pick me up.
He is tall, isn't he?
He's very large.
In London, Chris, how do you do anything straight with him?
Oh, are you asking me or asking Roger?
You. Yes. How do you keep straight with?
It's extremely difficult to play any scene with Roger without breaking up.
Why?
Most of the time, because he's a very funny man, and I've known him for a very long time, and he's always been a funny man. And you know that he's proving it every time he opens his mouth.
Some say he proves it by his appearance.
Yes, sometimes he does. No, we had a wonderful time when we worked on Man with a Golden Gun. It's one of the happiest experiences I've ever had in making a film. I've done a couple of other things over the years with Roger, but never anything at this level, and never anything as enjoyable as this.
Chris, that's very sweet of you to say, but you remember when we were doing, we were on the island in the Gulf of Siam, or Thailand, or whatever you called it, and as we're going into this cave, in the rehearsal, and as we walked in, 40 bats came
Yes.
Out.
I remember.
And Christopher said,
I remember.
"Back, Stanislaw, not now." And then he looked down at me and he said, "You're going to use that against me, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And I've just had the
Perfectly
opportunity.
true. I hate to say it, but it's absolutely true.
Great to see you all. Thanks a million. And Chris from London, Richard, Chris Walken, my old buddy, Roger. Good to see you. Thank you all.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
In our next hour, Dr. Ruth Westheimer and Placido Domingo.
James Bond. A few days back, I talked with Roger Moore and two of the cornerstones of every James Bond movie, Lois Maxwell, who plays Miss Moneypenny, and Robert Brown, who is M. We're used to seeing them in an office, but in the new movie, A View to a Kill, they get a chance finally to work outside.
Who's number one? The gray with him?
That's Pegasus, Sorin's horse.
Oh!
With the cane, is that Max Zorn?
Yes. Born in Dresden, fled from East Germany in the 60s. French passport, speaks at least 5 languages, no accent. Now, the talk of the city and the boss.
Come on!
All right, that's Robert Brown in the role of M. Lois Maxwell plays Miss Moneypenny, and joining us, of course, 007 himself. Hi, Roger. Lois. Sorry. Lois, good to meet you. Good to have you with us. Robert, nice to meet you. And
Nice
have
to
you
meet you, too.
Robert, start us off. Would you describe? I know you all have worked together for over a lot of years. Describe what it's like to work with Roger, the real Roger.
Well, I think I should leave at this point.
Sheer
No.
hell.
What?
You've got to laugh all the time. It's terrifying.
Yes?
Oh.
My performance.
No, it's the greatest fun.
All right.
I must say that I have never known another actor anywhere in any country who is as beloved in the studio as Roger is.
Yeah.
Everybody loves him. The grips, the camera crews, the floor cleaners, everything else.
Thank you very much.
You see, he's working on it.
Credit cards.
Well, all right, what does that do to the process of what goes on the screen? I mean, how much really good does that do in terms of how much better the product turns out?
They get it quicker.
Quicker. Yeah.
Sure.
And not only that, but everything meshes together because of our star.
Your character, you, I understand, created a background, as actors do for their characters, so that you make them your own and so forth. What did you create about Miss Moneypenny that Mr. Fleming didn't know about?
Well, I figured that when she was in the typing pool and James Bond was a T-boy, that they had gone off for a long weekend together.
T-boy, sorry. What's a T-boy?
T-boy. Well, there's always a T-boy in England, somebody who takes tea to the, the executives and so on. He was working his way up to his double O's, and they had a, passion for each other, and they went away for a long, let's say, Whitsun weekend, and by the end of the weekend, they appreciated each other's qualities. And she knew that if she allowed herself to fall in love with him, he would break her heart. And he knew that if he allowed himself to fall in love with Moneypenny, because he's an honorable gentleman, he would want to marry her. And he'd never get his double O's. And so they didn't. I mean, they did, if you understand.
I think it comes out in every performance I've seen.
And in the dressing room. Where was 002 when it happened?
Beirut, 69. In a cabaret with a lady called Saida.
Beirut. Moneypenny, you are better than a computer.
In all sorts of ways. But you never take advantage of them.
Miss Moneypenny?
Yes, sir.
Oh, just one moment, darling.
Yes, James?
Why wasn't Scaramanga confirmed as the killer?
Because they couldn't find the bullet. Darling.
We'll be back in just a minute.
In our next hour, a preview of Dynasty's royal wedding, also Katharine Hepburn.